Well, hey, everybody. It's Dana from the Running Drink podcast at runningdrink.net. Here we are. It's week 6, day 1, and that means it's time for another run. Today we're doing the short run, which is going to be a 20-minute run total, bookended by a 3-minute warm-up and cool down. And we will be doing a 5-second run interval and a 25-second walk interval, that 1-to-5 ratio that we've been talking about and doing all this time. So it's going to be a good one. I thought today might be the first time that I was going to have to risk life and limb to bring you guys the run, because check these clouds out. This was much more ominous, really even 30 minutes ago, but now it's starting to look like it's going to avoid us. But I was thinking we might get our first taste of the afternoon thunderstorms that I've alluded to in recent episodes. For those of you that are joining for the first time, or maybe watching this on playback, my name's Dana Costin. I'm the co-host of the Running Drink podcast, and what we're doing is we're introducing people who've come to the show to the Run, Walk, Run method. We're wanting to show you the Galloway method that we use that's helped us be so successful over the course of the last 10 years doing 5Ks, 10Ks, and half marathons. And we're really fortunate because Jeff from time to time has been known to come on the show, and right now he's recovering from surgery, but we are hopeful to have him on the show at some point in the not too distant future. But over the last few weeks, we've been doing this program starting with the lowest possible interval that I could imagine, a 5-second running interval, and just a 25-second walk to show you that you can do it and help you facilitate getting off the couch and doing that first 5K that you might be inclined to do. So I hope, if you've been doing it along with for the last few weeks, that this has been helpful. And if you are just catching it or jumping in late to the game, don't feel like you can't start. You don't have to try necessarily to do the exact interval that I'm doing or the distance that I'm doing, but maybe just come and listen along and go for a walk. Start that process of getting off the couch and doing something fun and healthful for yourself. So it is now 6 o'clock straight up. If you're jumping into the chat, say hi, leave a comment. I'm about to set my Garmin to the appropriate run interval, and then we're going to hit the road. Start with our 3-minute warm-up and cool down. Let me get a little hit of hydration here. And let's do this. I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. Had a chance to celebrate with family, remember those that made the ultimate sacrifice so that we could have that day together. There we go. What's beautiful about this run, walk, run interval and this the short runs is that you're not having to kill yourself to really make good progress. And you're doing basically 2 short runs in the course of the week. So we're doing our short runs on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And then you're doing 1 long run on the weekends. And we're doing them on Saturday mornings at 7 a.m. Eastern. So what I've also been letting everybody know and experience is the short runs are what are building up your speed. That's kind of the speed work for this program. The long run is really all about your total time on your feet and the total distance traveled. So while the program and little graphics that we share, which are taken from Jeff Galloway's Easy 5K app, powered by LoloFit, you don't have to do those intervals on long run day. You can actually walk the entire distance, and that's actually true regardless of your total race distance you're training for when it comes to the Galloway program, which is really nice when you think about it. So right now, if you've been if you're like me, I had to work all day. I work a desk job. Getting out here and doing a little brisk 3-minute walk to just kind of get the blood flowing before we take off and start running. It's kind of a nice way to ease into the training. So we're going to do that. Then we're going to do our intervals and then a 3-minute cool down, and boom, we're done. So total time on the road today is going to be 26 minutes. Total distance, it estimates, will be about 1.37 miles, give or take. And if everything holds true to form, with the interval that we've been doing and the distances that we've been doing, we're going to be below 16 minutes a mile, which is the exact threshold we've been shooting for. We talked about this at the start of this program, that the idea was to help people who might be interested in coming to running approach it in a very non-threatening way and at a pace that they didn't think was going to be too much for them. And we also talked about how we really want, for those people who maybe want to get into, say, a Run Disney event or other timed events that have a 16-minute per mile pace maximum. And most 5Ks don't typically have street sweepers. Disney's doesn't even, but when you get into distances of 10K or higher, that's when they tend to have a bus behind you or a pickup truck with flashing lights, and you got to stay ahead of them. And here we go, first interval. So the intervals that we've been doing, run, walk, run interval. The 5-second run, 25-second walk. Ideally, what you're doing is during the walk phase, you're having 1 footfall every second. That's what you're shooting for. If you're not making that, that may be a good indicator that you need to shorten up your stride length so you're not reaching with your feet and impacting like you're grabbing with your heel and pulling the ground towards you or pulling yourself along the ground. And then during the run interval, what you're shooting for is 1.5 to 2 footfalls per second. So in a 5-second interval, you should have between 7 and 8 footfalls. Well, 7 and 10. Hey, Katie, how are you? How are you? As you can see in the distance, I've got some typical Florida clouds happening. Although the weather app is telling me I'm okay. Fingers crossed. If I see any lightning, we may make a land speed record back to the house. Whew. Now today is going to be an interesting one for me. I started a water fast today. So I've had nothing but water and coffee today. So that's going to be fun. And tonight we're recording our episode live, and we're going to explain why that is, what the reason for it is, and kind of give you guys an inside look at some upcoming episodes and how that pertains to it. Oh, Katie, I'm sorry to hear it's been a stressful few days. I know you told me about some of it. I was hoping it was going to be a better day today. Okay. Check out those clouds. I mean, come on. I got it in 2 directions here. I'm kind of surrounded. You know, I'm doing good, Katie. Thank you for asking. It's just been a long day. I've been up since 4 a.m. So it's going to be nice to sit down with everybody tonight and record. I think that Amy and I, we availed ourselves of the opportunity for a holiday this holiday weekend. So rather than try to force the issue of recording on the holiday, we elected instead to enjoy it. Not that we don't enjoy recording, it's the editing afterwards, staying up late. You know what I mean, though. As you guys drop in, say hi, tell me who you are, where you're from. If you're running along with me, that'd be great to know. Or if you're doing it in playback, that would also be great to know. Yes, I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet, Katie. I can't wait. I'm very excited. I'm always on the lookout for new, awesome podcast content. I was listening to podcasts this morning out on my run, and I apologize for the wind noise. With this current running setup that I have, I don't have the ability to connect a microphone with a windscreen. So please forgive the sound quality. Let's see. Also, if you're new to these live streams from the road like this, you'll see my camera angle change throughout. And that's because I'm trying to balance the amount of effort between shoulders, because I'm having to manually hold my camera rig while I run. And if you didn't catch it, you ought to see me trying to juggle this and 2 dogs. I don't recommend that. Yeah, we do a lot of podcast listening in the car to and from work on our commutes, and especially when I have a long run. Whew. Okay. Now, the clouds are deceptive. You would think, looking at those, you'd go, oh, that's not too bad out there. All that means is that all day long, the humidity at ground level has been baking and rising into the sky. The problem with living in Florida is we basically have unlimited ground level humidity. You never run out. So it's still quite humid here today, but it's all good. We at least have a little bit of a breeze coming through. So what I'm thinking of doing for the Thursday run is changing up the interval a little bit. As you know, this is a 5-second run, 25-second walk. What I may do is show you guys the time that you get when doing a 10-second run and a 50-second walk. And some of you may find that interval is actually a little bit better when you have less start and stop. I know that some people were saying they didn't want to do the 5:25, and like I said, don't feel like you have to do the same interval as me. That's not the point. The point is simply to get you off the couch and moving. That's it. Your skies look like this here too? Yeah. This time of day, you can almost set your clock by it. I am actually surprised that we haven't had a drop of rain here yet. I suspect it's coming. But, I use the Dark Skies app for my weather tracking. Not an advertisement, just happens to be what I use. And it said, no rain for the hour. I'm going to take them at their word. I really hope they're right. Whew. So right now we have done 17 running intervals. So we're almost halfway done. It's 40 running intervals total because the interval equals 30 seconds and our total running time is 20 minutes. So 20 minutes at divided in 30-second chunks is 40. So over the course of a 20-minute run, you're literally only doing 200 total seconds of running, or 3 minutes and 20 seconds out of 20 minutes. I mean, come on. How great is that? Whew. I may slide into the driveway when we get back to the house and get a sip of water. I am a little parched, not gonna lie. I mentioned the Lolo Fit app before. That's the app that we normally use to time the Galloway training runs. Jeff actually voices the coaching on there, and it's a pretty cool app, very inexpensive, and has one of the neatest features I've ever seen, which is that it will play your unprotected music that you have on your device, and it will speed it up without making it sound like chipmunks during your run segments. So it really helps you keep your tempo when you're running. I love it. Great tool. And it's kept me going on many, many runs. Also, it's kind of nice. I don't know, maybe I'm dating myself a little bit. I grew up in the age of mixtapes. I don't know about you guys. I like to make them, or I liked to make them back when there were things such as cassette tapes. And building a running playlist, I think, is a lot of fun. You know, if you're planning out about where you ought to be at this point in time, and you want to match, you know, the kind of where you think you'll be as far as your level of fatigue to where you're at in the course, and then trying to come up with a playlist that's going to kick you in the butt, keep you moving, keep you charged up. Awesome, Katie. Yeah, I think that's important. You know, if you're gonna have a music day. In training, I do a lot of spoken word, a lot of podcasts, audiobooks, that type of thing. Because in training, I tend to be more focused on things like my turnover of my feet, my stride length, how far I've gone, how much further I have to go. It's different for me because on race day, I tend not to think about those things if I have a big race coming up. And I try to enjoy the moment and enjoy the race, the course, the people. Depending on the race, if they have on-course entertainment or, you know, things to look at. Of course, we talk about the Disney races having that, but lots of races have stuff like that. So, yeah. I see some more people have dropped in. Drop a hi in the chat and a comment so I can say hi to you. I'm trying my best to keep my eye on the comments here. It's a muggy one. All right. We only have 13 segments to go. it goes quick. I'll tell you what, 20 minutes of running. Now that I've got you guys all as my virtual running buddies, y'all help this go quick. Whew. Oh, thank you, Katie. I appreciate you saying that. Words of encouragement are great fuel. I get to have some delicious water when I'm finished, followed by more delicious water. Maybe a decaf espresso later. Anytime I do like restart a program, or I'm going to get, hardcore for, say, maybe a training cycle or something, I like doing some intermittent fasting. It also is a great way to kind of flush the body of salt, which for somebody like me with hypertension is a thing. So I try to be very mindful of that. But I can tell when I'm not being as good on my plan as I should be. So I try to take moments where I'm going to be restarting a plan or restarting a program to do that. So 24 to 48 hour water fast. Now, again, the big caveat is I have talked to my doctor. My doctor makes fun of me a little bit. He's like, Dana, you're not going to starve. He said, you know what's unhealthy? High blood pressure is unhealthy. He says, if you're doing something that's reducing that, you're good. He said, you get hungry enough, you'll eat. And I jokingly said to him, I said, are you worried I might develop a eating disorder? And he just kind of laughed, because at that time I was over 300 pounds. Not that he's making light of eating disorders. He was making light of the big burly police officer in his office, making light of it. But it was really my coping mechanism to a certain extent at that time. Inappropriate jokes, making light of situations that aren't funny, trying to be more serious. Oh, Amy must be on a break. Hey, Aim. All right. I'm going to take a quick detour into the driveway here, grab my water. And what I will do is I will double up on one of my running intervals real quick. Okay. Much better. Much, much better. So, let's see. I should be good to go. But in that intervening time, since I had that appointment with the doctor, I check in with him about every 6 months. He's perfectly okay with me doing some intermittent fasting. Of course, he says if you're lightheaded, nauseous, a little bit of sugar to take the edge off can help and do wonders. So I do when I need to, like lifesavers. Basically, the things you would use, like, okay, not exactly. I wouldn't do a goo or a gel for running because I was feeling a little lightheaded from not eating, but I could. And we have on more than one occasion used lifesavers for our on-course sugar. That's actually a trick Jeff Galloway recommends, because the sugar is simple and the ingredients tend to be pretty easy on your tummy. All right, here we go. The neighbors are coming home, so getting all these waves. All right, let's head back to the house. Yeah, it still looks bad. All right, and that is 39 out of 40. So we have one more. Yeah, lifesavers for being a diabetic. It's exactly the same thing. Now, the nice thing about doing the fasting is once I get through the first day or two, if I'm doing a 2-day, usually after the first day, the hanger tends to go away. Now, the explanation that I have read, and I am no medical expert, so again, talk to your doctor, is that once you get to a certain point, you're no longer regulating your blood sugar with your mouth. It then goes back to your liver doing it, which means you're not as subject to the peaks and valleys of like a sugar rush and crash, or the hangriness when you're hungry, and then being tired and cranky and irritable. So for me anyway, that seems to work. Again, caveat to all that is talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor, talk to your doctor. I don't know my butt from my elbow. So, man, oh man, I'm gonna grab my water. And that, it got like warm all of a sudden. It even got warmer out here. It's kind of weird. I think the wind changed direction, and I can see it in the distance. The clouds that were behind me a minute ago, I can see the rain falling off in the distance, so I may time this one just right. But that's it, guys. The whole time we were doing this run, you and I were talking. Well, I was talking, some of you were typing, and I was imagining all of you chatting with me. And that made it so nice to be able to do the run, have some company, not overdo it, not get myself so smoked that I couldn't have a conversation. I mean, breathing hard is normal, but not panting and gasping for air. You don't want to ever be quite like that. I mean, if you're at the very end of a race and you're running against somebody for competition, sure, go for it. But for our purposes, we're not doing that yet. We got to work up to that. We're not couched to competitive running. We're couched to 5King. So you're coming out here to get the distance and have some fun. That's the main goal. So I got about 40 seconds, 35 seconds, and then we're done. I hope that this has been a good run for you guys. You should be in that cool down phase, getting ready to head inside yourself. Hopefully you're not dodging clouds like I have here in this video. If you're looking at the video, should be a good one. Our next run is going to be the same distance. It's 20 minutes with a 3-minute warm up and 3-minute cool down. And my watch just went off telling me that the workout's ended. So I hit pause and save. And then when we get over here to the car, I'll give you guys the vital statistics, kind of let you know what we were able to achieve doing a simple 5-second running interval every 30 seconds. Again, I think the most fun part of this is talking to people who had no idea that even a short running segment, like 5 seconds, is going to be enough to make a substantial difference in their overall race pace. And seeing people have that light bulb moment is really cool. So let's see, I'm back here at the car. Allow me to set this down and precariously balance it on the edge of the bed of the truck here because I didn't bring my car keys out to unlock it. So today, let's see, we ran a total of 1.66 miles. That was our total distance covered, and our pace per mile. You ready for this? 15 minutes, 43 seconds. 15:43. That's crazy. That means that we are already at race pace. Actually, we're below race pace. Now, we're probably not going to be setting any land speed records, but that's not our goal. Our goal is to be 16 minutes a mile or faster. So, hopefully, all of you guys out there are having these kind of results and you're having fun coming along on the runs. I am having a blast having you guys run with me, run on replay and message us. It's great knowing that so many of you are wanting to get out, get moving, have fun, break the monotony of the come home, grab something unhealthy, snack on the couch, and then by the time you're done with that snack and you've sat down, you don't feel like getting up and moving anymore. And I get it. I really, really get that. So, we're trying to break that habit and start some new healthy ones and some new fun ones and do it with each other and have fun together. That's the goal. So that said, I've now felt like I just told y'all a minute ago, I think the wind shifted and it got warm. Well, it just shifted again and it now got chilly. So that tells me the wind is blowing through the rain, which means I'm about to get wet. So I timed this perfectly. I will never achieve this again. And the next time we do this, you'll probably be, watching me get soaked. And fortunately, the phone is waterproof and I can manage that. So, it'll be entertaining. It may not be the best TV in the world, but it'll certainly be entertaining. So anyway, Katie, thank you for hanging out with me and keeping me company. I can't wait to dive into your podcast, and I'm going to give it a listen, hopefully on my way to work in the morning if I don't have anything come up. But I'm very excited for you. I think that's awesome that you got published, and you've got some others in the can that you're working on. So that is a big accomplishment. You keep it up. So anyway, we are recording our episode live tonight at 8 p.m. on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. We'll be streaming here live, and we've got kind of a different format tonight. We're not changing the format of the show in general, just changing tonight a little bit. So we've got something kind of cool that's come up, and we're gonna share it with you. And we're gonna kick something off that's kind of different and unique and special. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys. 8 o'clock tonight here on the live recording of the next episode. So till then, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for coming along. Bye.